Hello, I'm Simon Whistler. You're watching the Today I Found Out YouTube channel. And in the video today, we're doing a viewer suggestion. This one comes from Illinois Ben, and Ben would like to know where the phrase sleep tight and don't let the bedbugs bite comes from. So let's get into it. Alright, so we'll start with the bug of it all, the bedbug, or its scientific name, Cimex lectularius. It's generally accepted that the bedbugs started to feast on humans around 10,000 years ago. Before this, they are thought to have fed off other warm-blooded animals who liked living in dark, cool places like caves. But then, around 8000 BC, the bedbugs found their next meal. Humans are mostly hairless and make an easy target for a bedbug. Further, according to a theory proposed at New Mexico State University's College of Agricultural Sciences, the jump likely happens because many humans around this time were sleeping on sheets made of dried grass, and they were covered in animal skins, an easy hiding spot for the bugs and one which virtually guaranteed a regular food source. Bedbugs have been biting humans ever since. For instance, archaeologists have found fossilized bedbugs in human dwellings in Egypt dating back around 3,550 years. The ancient Greek playwright Aristophanes wrote about them in two of his plays. They are spoken of in the Jewish Talmud. Even Roman philosopher Pliny wrote about bedbugs in his 77 AD work, The Natural History, saying that their bites could heal snake bites, ear infections, and other blood ailments, or perceived blood ailments. They would do this by sucking out the bad blood. Bedbugs are usually associated with places that are generally kept somewhat less than clean. While this isn't always the case, it certainly was when people began traveling from one place to the next. Most relevant to the sleep tight saying, bedbugs thrived in America with the advent of the railroad. The motels and inns near the railroads would be visited by countless travelers, some cleaner than others. As Robert Snetzinger, a professor emeritus of entomology at Penn State University, puts it, these inns were distribution centers for the spread of bedbugs to homes. This brings us to the saying itself. There are a couple of different popular speculative theories out there concerning this, and one much more reasonable one. For starters, one rather interesting theory relates to how some beds were made during the 18th and early 19th centuries. The theory goes that in some cases, beds tended to be supported by ropes tied in a weave, a predecessor to the box spring. In order for it to support the mattresses, the ropes needed to be pulled tight. If they were loose, the mattress would sag, leaving the bed occupant with an uncomfortable night's sleep. In fact, one reference even refers to how if a guest had overstayed their welcome, the hosts would loosen the ropes under the mattress as a passive-aggressive way of suggesting that the guest leaves. Another theory is that since people sometimes slept in long john pajamas back then, it was always advised to make sure your nightgown was tied and buttoned tight to make sure the bedbugs didn't get in. The accuracy of either of these notions aside, it turns out there is a slightly more mundane origin for why it's sleep tight. Specifically, as noted by the Oxford English Dictionary, among others, tight adverb is tightly, which at the time was just another word for soundly. So essentially, to sleep tight just meant to sleep soundly or to sleep well. The first known usage of something like sleep tight, don't let the bedbugs bite dates to 1881, though the word bed is left out. In the book Boscobel, the novel by Emma M. Newton, a nurse tells children, good night, sleep tight, and don't let the buggers bite. In this case, buggers could mean other bugs like mosquitoes, spiders, etc. Next, in the 1884 work Boating Trips on the New England River by Henry Parker Fellows, a little girl tells boaters that she hopes they may sleep tight where the bugs don't bite. This also seems to be a reference to mosquitoes since they are on a river. Finally, in 1897 we find the exact phrase in a usage book called What They Say in New England, a book of signs, sayings, and superstitions. It explains what a boy in New England would say to his companion as they part for the evening. Good night, sleep tight, don't let the bedbugs bite. And now for a bonus fact. Bedbugs reproduce by the male literally stabbing the female in the abdomen with its hypodermic genitalia rather than using the female's reproductive tract. Once he's stabbed the female, he then releases his sperm inside her body cavity. The sperm then travel via her blood to sperm storage structures in her body. The males are also perfectly happy to do the same to other males, with their sexual attraction to one another primarily based on the size of the bedbug. So if you're a well-fed bedbug, male or female, expect to have males trying to stab you with their genitalia. However, there is a pheromone male bedbugs can emit to ward off potential stabbers. So I really hope you found that video interesting. If you did, please do hit that like button below and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Also, over there on the right, a couple of other videos that you might enjoy if you enjoyed this one. And thank you for watching.